house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 18 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Hannah Stewart. Hannah, I hope you're having a wonderful summer, and I'm very excited for you to go to the Meghan Trainor concert in a few weeks, and I hope you have a great time. And if you guys want to be house guest of the day like Hannah, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Let's get into it. So yesterday they had the Power Veto competition, and the host was Davon, and the players were Bridget the HOH, 3 nominees, Paul, Tiffany, and Bronte, and 2 extra players, Pauly and Natalie. So when the feeds came back, it was very apparent that this was a messy competition. There was glitter and paint all over everyone, and it sounds like it was the memory competition where they like play a sequence of whatever for the house guests, and then they ask them a question about it, and when you're wrong it like blows up in your face. I love that. I think that's so much fun. So Bridget ended up winning this competition, and she got hurt, but it wasn't during the competition, it was after. So it sounds like she was doing that like celebratory jump thing with Frank that he likes to do, and he like landed on her ankle, and she sprained her ankle. So now she's on crutches for a few days. That freaking sucks. And it sounds like she also won a dinner from Outback Steakhouse for winning the challenge, which is ironic because she's a vegetarian. Yeah. Alright, so after the competition, the Spy Girls were up in the HOH room, and they're all so excited about Bridget's win! Girl power! You know they like to yell that, or scream that. But the big question now is, will Bridget use the power veto on Bronte? She did say the night before that she definitely would, but now it's like, I don't know if she's actually going to do it or not. So Natalie was like, I know that I would be the replacement nominee, or there's like a really good chance that I would be if you use the POV on Bronte, but I'm cool with it. I'll take one for the team and go up on the block, because she's pretty confident that she would be safe, because Natalie knows who won the roadkill this week, and it's not like Bridget would get to pick the replacement nominee if Bronte came down, because Bronte was the roadkill nominee. So Natalie, she's cool with it, so she leaves, and then Bridget's like, oh, whichever one of you is up on the block, like, you're gonna be safe, whether it's Bronte or Natalie. But Bronte and Bridget both want to know who won the roadkill. They have a feeling that Natalie knows, but she hasn't told them yet. But they're like, no, we're not gonna press her, we'll just let her tell us when she's ready. I don't know if she's gonna tell them. Alright, so then Bronte was chatting with James, and she was like, you know, I don't really want Bridget to use the veto on me, because I don't want to put Natalie in danger. I feel safe at this point, and I would feel awful if she ended up going home. So James, it just seems like James really wants to tell her what the actual situation is with Frank being the roadkill winner and stuff, but he can't do it. He can't do it, because it could really blow things up. But he does let her know, like, both of you guys would be safe. Again, like, Tiffany's the target. Just relax. So then Paul, Bridget, and Bronte were chatting in the HOH room, and Paul's just like, freaking Tiffany thought that I was the roadkill winner. Like, she came up to me and, excuse me, and she was asking me to put Natalie up on the block, because that would give her a shot at staying. And Paul's just like, I don't know what the frick she's thinking, but maybe you should not use the veto this week, because Natalie could be in danger. Paul's just like, I don't know what Tiffany's deal is, but she's way too confident right now, and it's a little scary. It's a little unnerving. So then Paul leaves, and Bronte's just like, Bridget, don't use the veto on me. I'll stay up on the block. It's all good. Okay, so we'll come back to that. So Pauly, Nicole, Corey, and Zakiya were all strategizing in the safari room, and they think that Bridget made a mistake by winning this power veto competition. They think that she should have thrown it. They feel like she's kind of making herself a target by winning another competition, and it was a memory one, so it shows like she's got some smarts up there. But I mean, honestly, the HOH win, that HOH was a crapshoot, so, like, who freaking cares? But then, I don't know. I don't think it was a big deal. I think they're just like, whoa, she won this, and then she won this. But if you really think about it, that HOH was a crapshoot. Alright, I'm not trying to discredit her or anything. I'm just saying. So then, they're like, yeah, she's becoming a bigger threat. Like, she could find herself up on the block next week against Frank, so she better freaking watch out. So then James and Day were chatting in the London bedroom, and he's like, I'm just going to be up front right now. I'm going to be real with you. I did tell Natalie that Frank won the roadkill this week, but she hasn't told anyone yet. She hasn't even told her besties, Bridget or Bronte, so that's pretty cool. I feel like we can kind of trust her. So then they start plotting Frank's demise a little bit more. So they're trying to figure out, like, would we be able to get those 3 girls' votes if Frank was up on the block? And they feel pretty good about it because they're going to tell the girls that Frank won the roadkill twice and put them up twice. I mean, the first week he put up Bridget. This week he put up Bronte. So, you know, that's probably going to upset them and might make them want to vote him out. So then there was more talk of getting rid of Corey sometime soon so that they can get Nicole back. And you know what? I'm hoping that's going to happen. You guys know how I feel about Corey. But also, I will be so upset if Nicole blows her second chance at the game on a showmance again. Like, that would suck. So, it would be kind of cool if they got rid of Corey. Alright. So then Frank was checking in with Bridget in the HOH room. He's basically like, you gonna use the veto or what? And she's like, probably not. So, yeah, she's probably not going to use it. So then Frank is like, well, Tiffany is definitely going this week, and it's probably going to be unanimous, so, like, it wouldn't even matter, whatever. So then Frank and Pauly have a strategy chat, and this was pretty interesting. First of all, I mean, this is to be expected. Frank is like, I want to leave Tiffany a really mean goodbye message, and it's going to make her, like, poop in her pants. And I'm just thinking, like, how crazy would it be if Tiffany went this week, which is pretty likely to happen, and then Frank went the following week, and the 2 of them faced off in the battle back competition, and it would be like the last one to see who gets back in the house. Can you imagine how intense that would be? Whoa. It could happen. So then Frank moves on to his next point of discussion. You know, he's got a couple of obsessions that he brings up. So he's got Tiffany, you can check that off. Next, Michelle. Again, he brings up that he wants to get rid of Michelle before Bridget. He's like, yeah, Bridget can win competitions for us down the line. She can keep us safe for a while. Michelle doesn't do anything. He's not feeling Michelle right now, and he's still telling her again and again, like, I can get rid of you. I'm going to get rid of you when this team thing's over. So, like, whoa. So then Nicole comes in, and she brings up this week's vote, and she's just like, you guys, like, I really don't want to blindside Tiffany. Like, she thinks that would be really mean, and you know Frank definitely does. He wants it to sting. And he's like, yeah, but if we let her know that she's going home, she might blow up all of our stuff, and that would suck. But then Michelle's like, well, what if we told her, like, the day before? And Frank's like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool, because then I could rub it in her face for, like, a whole day, and it'd be awesome. So mean. He really is not convinced that somebody's going to be coming back pre-jury. Uh-oh. All right, so then Frank is like, all right, we'll get rid of Bronte next week, and then we'll get rid of Michelle. So Nicole leaves, and then Frank is like, just kidding, if we win the roadkill next week, we should totally put up Day. Alright, we're gonna come back to that. So then James and Pauly were chatting in the bathroom area, and Pauly is like, guess what? I was just talking to freaking Frank, and he was like, if we win the roadkill next week, we should put up Day, take a shot at her. So James is like, what? That's crappy. So then Pauly's like, yeah. He's bringing up his plan again to get Frank to throw next week's HOH competition so that he will be vulnerable and available to backdoor. So he wants James to talk to Frank about targeting Pauly, who is on Frank's team, so that Frank will want to throw it. I just don't really see Frank throwing the HOH competition. I just don't see it. I really don't. He's cool with making everyone else throw the competition, but I don't see it happening for him. I think his teammates might be able to throw it, though. It really depends on the competition. So that I feel like both of the dogs are licking right now, and it's really loud. But anyway, Frank and James have a late night strategy chat, and Frank is feeling very confident right now. He's like, yeah, we got rid of all the people that could potentially be coming after us right now, and he doesn't think anyone's going to be coming after them for like at least 4 weeks now. Like all your Paulies and your Corys, he doesn't see that happening for a while. So he's like, yeah, we could even backdoor people like Paulie and Cory if the opportunity arises while we're working on getting rid of our smaller targets like Bronte and Michelle and blah, blah, blah. So this is exactly what Paulie's talking about, because he knows that Frank is just all too ready to take a shot at him. So Frank is like, James, if you win HOH next week, you could even just go straight for Cory and Paulie. Put 2 of them up on the block. I'll support it. Yeah, okay. But then they're like, or we could throw the HOH to like Bronte or Natalie and let them do it. And James is like, yeah, like they'll definitely listen to me, like I got them. So Frank is saying like, James is saying like, yeah, you don't need HOH, like my team will take care of that. So this is what Paulie was hoping would happen, but will it actually? We'll see. Okay, other stuff that happened last night. Nicole laughed really, really hard when somebody scared her, and she literally peed her pants. Poor Nicole, that's so sad. Okay, also, Natalie and James were up super late chatting, so late that it was early. It was like 6:45 in the morning by the time they actually went to sleep. That's crazy. Alright, so this morning, James was talking to Cory, and he was filling him in on Paulie's big plan to get Frank to throw the HOH next week. Cory's like, yeah, I'm into it. I mean, yeah. You know how Cory is. So then James was kind of going through the plan more, and he was like, yeah, whoever wins HOH, like if we could nominate 2 pawns, like Paul and Bronte. These 2 are up every freaking week. And then backdoor Frank. I just don't know if it would work, though. I feel like there's a really good chance that Frank is going to, like, squirm his way out of it and, like, win the power veto or something. But that's the plan as of right now. So then Frank and Cory were chatting. Everybody was talking to Cory. I don't know. I guess everybody else was asleep. So they were like, all right, we'll talk to Cory. So Frank lets Cory know that he wants to put up Day next week with the roadkill. I mean, this plan is really, it's becoming Frank's new thing. I'm a little bit surprised that he told Cory that, though. It's interesting. So he's saying, like, yeah, we don't want her in the jury because she's really good at speaking and, like, swaying people's opinions, so she could do a lot of damage in that jury. You know, Frank is thinking, Day does not freaking like me, and she will be able to turn the whole jury against me. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But I would like to see Day stay and Frank go. Alright, so that was pretty much it. It's been a slow day for the most part so far. I think they had their Outback thing, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. Power veto ceremony should be tomorrow. Exciting stuff. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. And until tomorrow, much love.